Hello, today, I'm bringing you a story that'll have your jaw on the floor, a tale of a flawless gold heist worth $35 million torn apart by the one person no one suspected. A traitor walks away with it all, but the crew? They're coming back for revenge. Let's get into it. Our story begins with John, a man who's just walked out of prison and immediately picks up the phone to call his daughter Stella, who's living somewhere in Italy. But John isn't just a doting father, he's a mastermind. And he's already got his next job lined up. He assembles a crew of 5, Charlie, Lyle, Left Ear, Rob, and Steve. Their target? A fireproof safe packed with $35 million worth of gold bars, sitting inside a luxury waterfront mansion. Simple enough if you're a genius criminal. That is. The plan is surgical. The crew sneaks through the drainage tunnels beneath the building and plants a bomb directly under the room housing the safe. The explosion sends the safe crashing into the water below, and instead of hauling it to shore where the cops would be waiting, they crack it open underwater, load the gold bars into scuba vehicles, and vanish beneath the surface like ghosts. The police sweep the area. They find nothing. After the flawless heist, the team gathers on a snow-dusted mountain pass, clinking glasses and celebrating. Charlie is praised by John for planning without a single loose end. Everyone starts dreaming out loud about what they'll do with their share. Then, in a single, devastating moment, everything changes. As their convoy crosses a bridge, Steve makes his move. He orders Rob at gunpoint to step aside. His men transfer the gold to their own vehicles. And then, without hesitation, Steve turns his gun on John and pulls the trigger. Rob, panicking, guns the engine, but crashes through the bridge railing and plunges into the icy river below. Steve, wanting to leave no survivors, empties his weapon into the wreckage. By some miracle, Charlie and the others survive, clinging to a riverbank in the freezing cold. But John is gone, and Charlie is left to grieve the man who was like a father to him. 1 year later, Stella has built a life for herself as a professional safecracker, one of the best in the business. She's living clean, she's moved on. Until the day she walks into her office and finds Charlie waiting for her. He has news: they've found Steve, and he wants to take back every bar of gold that traitor stole. Stella refuses at first. "I'm not a thief like my father," she tells him. But that night, something shifts. She calls Charlie back. "I want to see the look on Steve's face," she says, when he realizes everything's been taken from him. She's in. The new crew is assembled: Charlie, Lyle, Rob, Left Ear, and Stella. They stake out Steve's mansion, study his movements, and begin mapping out a plan. Since Stella is the only one Steve doesn't recognize, she's tasked with getting inside his home. Meanwhile, Steve is busy offloading the gold bars through a shady money launderer named Yevon, who can only buy small quantities at a time but promises to take more soon. Charlie's crew disguises themselves as repairmen and begins laying the groundwork for the heist. Left Ear cuts Steve's cable line. Steve calls the repair company, which Charlie's team has already intercepted. They send their guy to fix it, Stella, walking in with a hidden camera sewn into her jacket. From a surveillance van outside, the team maps out the entire house in real time. Stella locates the safe. But she's not the only one doing reconnaissance. Steve takes one look at Stella and is immediately smitten, inviting her to dinner. She hesitates. But Charlie sees the opportunity. "Use it," he tells her. Stella accepts the invitation, sitting face to face with the man who murdered her father, keeping her composure by sheer force of will. Back at the garage, the crew loads Mini Coopers with steel plates to simulate the weight of the gold bars, testing whether the cars can handle the load at speed. The verdict? They can't. The cars need serious work. Rob calls in his contact, a mechanic named Wrench, who agrees to soup up all 3 cars for 10 grand. Meanwhile, Lyle cracks into the city's traffic management system. He can now control every traffic light in Los Angeles. Left Ear sharpens his explosives craft. The crew is coming together. But then, a complication. Across town, Steve meets with Yevon to exchange more gold for cash. Yevon mentions the Venice heist a little too casually, and Steve snaps. He demands to know who Yevon has been talking to. Yevon swears he told no one. Steve shoots him anyway. Minutes later, Mashkov, a Ukrainian mafia boss and Yevon's own brother, arrives to find his brother dead. He is furious, and immediately begins hunting the killer. Charlie's first attempt to break into Steve's vault fails when a neighbor throws a party. Too many witnesses, too much noise for explosives. Abort mission. At dinner, Stella and Steve trade words. He asks if she trusts him. She quotes her father, "I trust everyone. It's the potential in people I don't trust." Steve goes cold. He recognizes those words. He grabs her wrist. He knows. Then Charlie walks into the restaurant with the whole crew, and Steve is rattled. He boasts about how impenetrable his safe is, how impossible it would be to break in. The game is on, and everyone knows it. The next morning, Lyle brings urgent news. Steve is moving the gold. All of it. To Mexico. He's using a fleet of trucks with helicopter escort. They have one shot. Charlie calls it a gift. Charlie tells the crew to ignore the decoy trucks and focus on the one the helicopter is actually watching. Lyle uses the traffic system to identify the right truck by its tire depth. A fully loaded truck rides lower. He spots it, truck 128. Lyle reroutes traffic to funnel truck 128 exactly where they need it. Left ear's explosives are already planted in the road below. Wrench is parked nearby with a massive billboard panel strapped to the side of his truck, ready to seal the hole the moment it opens. The truck reaches the spot. Wrench signals. Left ear detonates. The road collapses, and truck 128 disappears straight down into the tunnel below. Wrench swings the billboard over the hole. From above, it looks like nothing happened. Steve, watching from the helicopter, starts screaming orders. Down in the tunnel, Charlie's crew pries open the back of the truck, and there's the safe. But it's a newer model than expected. Charlie looks at Stella. "Can you crack it?" She struggles. Then, click. It opens. Gold everywhere. The crew starts loading bars as fast as they can. But Steve's men find the tunnel entrance and come in shooting. Charlie's team fights through, breaks out to the freeway, and floors it. Steve, in the helicopter, swoops low and tries to blade strike Charlie's car. Charlie swerves, the helicopter clears him, but clips a building and goes down in flames. Steve survives. He steals a car and gives chase. In a last-second move, Charlie's crew loads all the gold onto a waiting train car and seals it. Steve, furious, bribes a worker to open it and walks right into Charlie, standing there with a smirk. "Nice plan," Charlie says. "Unfortunately for you, the gold's ours now." Steve pulls his gun. But before he can fire, Mashkov and the Ukrainian mafia step out of the shadows. Steve tries to deny killing Yevon. The CCTV footage says otherwise. The mafia takes him. But before they drag him away, Stella steps forward and punches him square in the face. One blow, for her father. And with that, Charlie and what's left of the crew board the train, gold in hand, riding into the distance, victorious, alive, and free. That's The Italian Job, a masterclass in heist cinema. The film blends slick heist mechanics, ensemble charisma, and high-speed thrills. It doesn't just focus on the crime, it also makes you root for the characters pulling it off. Spoiler Town: The revenge subplot, especially with Stella seeking to avenge her father's murder, adds genuine emotional layers to what could have been a purely action-driven story from Story Capsule. Thank you so much to every single one of you for watching and supporting this channel. Your time means everything.